We are closely watching the escalating wildfire emergency in Western Canada.
There are currently 24 active fires burning in Saskatchewan.
Two of the province's largest wildfires merged into
as water bombers and helicopters battle the blaze from the sky.
What we're doing here is a righteous act, gentlemen. There's a Bible verse I think about sometimes. Many times. It goes, "Then I heard the voice of the Lord saying, Whom shall I send? And who will go for us?" And I said, "Here am I. Send me."
My friend's got a girlfriend and he hates that bitch. He tells me every day. He says, man, I really gotta lose my chick in the worst kind of way. She sits on her ass, he works his hands to the bone to give her money every payday. But she wants more dinero just to stay at home. Well, my friend, you gotta say, I won't pay ya, no way. Nah, nah, why don't you get a job? Say no way, yeah, no way. Nah, nah, why don't you get a job? I guess all his money, well, it isn't enough to keep a bill collectors at bay. I guess all his money, well, it isn't enough, 'cause that girl's got expensive taste. I won't pay ya, no way. Nah, nah, why don't you get a job? Say no way, yeah, no way. Nah, nah, why don't you get a job? Well, I guess it ain't easy doing nothing at all.
It'd be a good This radio chat is gonna get the fucking best of me.
But hey, man, free rides just don't come along. Every day
You put on a show here tonight.
I won't give you no money, I'll always pay. Nah, nah, why don't you get a job? Say no way, yeah, no way. Nah, nah, why don't you get a job?
Alright, so this is day 15 of the ditch fire here in Waiakwan, Saskatchewan, Canada. And we've been blessed with a little bit of rain here and it's setting in over the next couple of days, which is really going to slow things down. We've been pretty busy here, been doing about 50 hours a week. I've just been bucketing in this thing the whole time. And we've got a couple other machines here at the base as well. We've got an A-Star over there, a 205 here, and then a 407 over here. And if you've seen some of my other videos, you would have seen that I've actually flown that one, and I've flown that one. I'm a bit of a heli slut. But this year I'm flying this one, the Bell 212. So I thought this would be a good opportunity to sort of go over the machine and sort of have a look at what we're working with here. So for those that don't know jack about helicopters, this is the Bell 212, and it was introduced into the market as an IFR machine. So it's got two of everything. We got two engines, two pitot tubes, and even, would you believe it, two blades. On this job, I have just been a bucket ship. So you can see I've got my long line attached under there and it's connected to my bucket around the corner. And I've got these seats flipped up so I can throw the bucket in there every day in case we have to go somewhere quite far. I haven't left the 4-man seat in because, I don't know, in the event that I actually need to pick up crews. But thankfully I don't have to deal with anyone. I've just been throwing water around. We've got the auxiliary fuel tank in the back here. That's an extra 90 gallons. And so that gives us a total of like 1,900 pounds of fuel, which is about 2.5 hours. Now, the funny thing I found with the auxiliary fuel tank is you can see that it actually sits up quite high in relation to the filler cap. So when you're filling it up, you're really only filling up that much of the auxiliary tank. And there's several other tanks in the aircraft, so you have to sort of fill it up and let it drain to the other tanks. It can take a while. So the power plant that we're running in this thing, the 2 PT6 engines. There are several different variants, models. You can get the 3, which is what we've got here, which is the basic bitch model. And then there's 3B, which gives you better single engine performance. And you can also get a HP kit, which gives you an extra 4.3% of torque when you need it. So all the 212s in this company run the BLR fast fin kit. And what it essentially is a triangle cutout section of the skin of the vertical stabilizer there, and I can compare it to the machine that's actually sitting over there with the original tail on it. But what that essentially allows it to do is to have more air pass the vertical stab from the tail rotor to give it better controllability. We also have these strakes on the tail boom, which creates something called the Condor effect or something like that. And it's essentially low pressure on one side, high pressure on the other, and it just acts like an aerofoil to help push the tail boom in one direction. So you can see we've got the long line attached here, and that's hooked up to our bucket. This bucket is a 270 gallon bucket, which is 2,700 pounds of water. All right, and then going into the cockpit here, you'll see that we've got the dual controls in both seats. That seat is the pilot and command seat. That's the seat that you do all your regular flying from, because all your buttons and switches you can do from your left hand off your collective. This seat here is your long lining seat. We've got gauges in the door, so you look down, see your load down there. You're not allowed to fly with passengers from the left hand seat, only from the right hand seat. So when we're flying around, we're looking down, looking at the bucket and the fire and where we want to get it. And then you just hit this bad boy, and that'll release all the water onto the fire. We also have another switch in the up direction. That is for the power fill. You can put a snorkel on these buckets, and that allows us to fill from shallow creeks and lakes. Not really needed here in Saskatchewan. Water is plentiful. So as I said, this aircraft was introduced in the market for IFR reasons, but we don't do IFR, we're fighting fires. So a lot of the instruments and autopilot and stuff that's used for IFR has been taken out to make this machine as light as possible. The lighter it is, the more water you can take, the better job you can do. All right, so we are here in Waiakwan. And when the fire started at the end of May, it was only 6 hectares, which is about this big. And then a couple of weeks later, here we are, and the fire runs about 30 miles from north to south. And then over this side, we have the Shoe Fire, which was a completely separate fire, but now they've basically merged together. In Saskatchewan, they named the fire after the nearest lake. So there must have been a shoe lake. This one that we're on here, this is called the Ditch Fire, because this one was started by an arsonist in a ditch.
CMP arrested a 36-year-old man for setting fires in a ditch near Highway 55.
So, ditch fire, there we have it.
All crews on Division A, just letting you know there is storms moving through, possibility of lightning and possibility of heavy winds. Just keep your eyes open.
Pavel, you can check 380 is now over the trail fire and ops normal.
Okay, drive it up.
And 726 is off the drop now, heading back to that southern tip site.
I'll try and pick you up and follow you into the circuit.
Roger that. We'll be looking for you. Are you going to put that one out there, Darcy, off your right?
I was thinking about it, but I might let it grow just to give me a bit of a challenge.
He's really starting to get swoopy in there now. And for you guys on the ground there, the bucket machines won't be able to get into that north of that road coming in. We're smoked out. 726 is coming out of the smoke right now, back into clean air. Yeah, she's rolling over pretty good. Oh yeah, that vision there's fun. I think we gotta start picking something out in this grassy area maybe. Hey Parker, you want to start moving your crews back out, eh? It's starting to get pretty spicy in there. You're gonna get caught.
Okay, roger that. To all ground crews and cat operators on Trail Fire on the new cat lines, everybody start to depart and head towards Canoe Junction. Copy that. Copy that. Copy.
Yeah, according to computers, there is a storm tracking straight towards Canoe.
And guys on the Trail Fire, I'm just looking at the radar in my foreflight. We've got a big cell that's just coming up to Canoe Lake.
How far back is it, Darcy?
It's on the northwestern side of Canoe Lake, and it's about just as big. Bit of red in there.
And yes, there is lightning strikes. Quite a few. Maybe about 5 miles. And what you're seeing there, Jeff, is pretty, with that lightning and all that, that's enough for me to call it.
But yeah, if we don't go now, then that cell's going to be right overhead.
Yeah, I'm just off the dip. I'm going to head back to Island Cross. Are you picking anything up to the northwest, Darcy, on your radar?
Oh yeah, there's a whole cluster of shit coming, but it's very spread out. But yeah, the bulk of it was at Canoe Lake. That was where the red was.
Roger. That's pretty mean looking, that one.
380 Laval.
You can check 393-380 and soon to be 52 or on final for Isla Cross Base.
Okay, copy that.
Hey?
Your bucket looks fucking burnt.
Yeah. It may or may not be burnt.
And the udder just like...
Well,
That thunder. What's the program, Darcy?
the program is fucking there's lightning coming, buddy.
Okay, I'll get the tie down then.
Yeah. Well, I don't think we're going anywhere today. We are completely surrounded by several different fires, and today the wind's just died and the smoke has just settled in and surrounded us, and we're smoked in. it's late September now. We've got a bit of late season fire action here in an undisclosed location. Every day I'm bringing out 2 crews of 8, so 16 people out here. Obviously got all their gear, their hose bags, pumps. And I know it looks out right now, but actually deep down in the soil, in the organic matter, there's still embers burning. That stuff will stay down there all winter and then pop back up in summer, and away we go, another fire. So I'm gonna spend the next, I don't know, day or 2 out here just wetting everything down, making sure that nothing's gonna last the winter. So here's one of those hot spots that's been flagged off by the boys. You can see it's quite unassuming. It's just starting to smolder away there, but if you start digging up the surface, that's all hot. All this shit, this organic matter is hot. And I guess it can burn away all winter and then puff up again in the summer. And the embers can blow up in the wind, end up in the trees, and away we go again.